Hello everyone, welcome to this example video tutorial where we'll learn about the pattern programming in C. So in pattern programming, what does it mean is you have to write a program which will follow a certain pattern. So for an example, if you have been asked to print this particular pattern, this is the pattern of stars. So if you look at the pattern, this is our line number 1. So basically in line number 1 there will be only 1 star, in line number 2 there is 2 star, in line number 3 there are 3 stars, and in line number 4 there are 4 stars. So it will continue in this way. In line number 5 there will be 5 stars. So basically this is called the pattern programming. So let's take a look of the program first, and then we'll explain how we are doing this thing. Okay, so let's run this program. So what this program is doing is basically it will ask you to enter a number of rows until which you want to print the stars, and once you enter the number of rows, the stars will be printed up until that particular row. So if you build this program and then run it, what will happen is it will ask you for the number of rows of which the pattern will print, and let's say if you have entered 9. So here you see that particular pattern is basically printed for 9th rows. Okay, so so in the first row basically this is 1 star, in the second row it is 2 star, in the third row there are 3 stars, and it continues. So the number of rows is the number of stars, so that's the pattern over here. So if you run it again, and let's say if you enter only 5, so this is also dynamic in nature. So based on your input, the program adjusts itself with the number of rows, and it prints exactly for the number of rows that if you have asked to print it. So the program looks very simple, but now let's take a look at the program, what this program is actually doing. So in pattern program, you need to determine two things. So one is what, and second is how. So here in this program, what we are doing is we are printing asterisks, and then how we are doing it is basically the number of rows is the number of asterisks. So here is the thing, the number of row equals to the number of asterisks. So this is the logic, this is how we are printing this thing. So now what I have done is I have taken one variable number of rows which you are entering using a scanf function, and then basically this is to put some extra new line just to show the output in a decent manner. And then there is a for loop. This for loop is basically continuing for the row, and this particular for loop is actually continuing for the column. So if you look at the pattern, basically there is one row and one column structure into this pattern, right? So if this is one row and this is one column, so this is your row 1 and this is your column 1, so and this is your row 2, and also this is your column 2, and this is your row 3, and basically this is your column 3. So if you see so basically in your program this particular for loop is making sure that you are looping to the rows, to the number of rows that you have asked for. And in this for loop we are making sure that we continue printing for this particular columns for that particular row. So this particular condition is making sure that for that particular row the number of columns will be same as the number of the row. So for the first row it will be only 1 column, for the second row it will be 2 columns. So that is being ensured by this particular condition. And then we are printing the asterisks, and then for after this for loop, because this for loop is going for the columns. So after a column we know that there we need to print a new line. So this particular printf is doing this thing. So it will coming out it will putting a new line, and then again we are starting from the second row, and again we are putting the third new line, and then we are continuing printing the start for the third row. So this is how the pattern program continues. So this is one kind of pattern program. So another kind of pattern program that you can write is, for example, let's say it's 1, and then 1 2, then 1 2 3, then 1 2 3 and 4. So if you look at this program, how to write it, it's basically nothing but the number of rows, the number of characters are there, and then it is printing 1 2, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4, something like that. So if you change this particular program little bit with this particular logic, %d, j, okay, and then if you build it and then run it, so see, this is the output basically you will get. Okay, so see, the pattern program is very simple to understand, but what things that you need to do first is you need to know what you are doing and how you are doing. So these are the two things that you need to find out. So first thing you need to find out that the pattern, what is being asked you to do, and then you transform that particular pattern into your programming language. So that is how the things are done in C programming or any other programming language. I hope that you have enjoyed this particular example, and I'm sure that now you know how to write the pattern program. So basically I will hope you to continue with many pattern programs, because pattern programs are very good. It will help you to understand the logics. It will help you to crack the logic of many complex patterns. Thank you for watching this video.